Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey everyone, so if you haven't already, I just wanted to wish you all a happy New Year's. I hope you are enjoying your New Year's Eve, wherever you are, whoever you're with, whatever you're doing, and that 2024 brings you all of the blessings, brings you everything that you've dreamed of and wanted, and this is going to be your best year yet, right? So there is that. So, you guys know why you're here, right? We're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. But in this video, we are talking social media because Kimmie, is in this one-sided beef with the MELOMETERS, and she feels a certain way about Melody, SHARI, and her popularity, and decided to go the victim route, you guys, on this interview with Carlos King, and it also featured Marie from the Bell Collective. And they're up here, talking about how it upsets them that the fans say that they want them fired or want the Scotts fired. Here's the thing, right? Because I say this on all reality shows, right? Your first season is your most authentic, right? And that is your opportunity to show us who you really are. And from the start, as it pertains to Kimmie, she has shown us that she is two-faced pretty much when it comes to everybody. But specifically when it comes to male, you came out the gate calling Melody SHARI the pose queen, but it seems that the Scotts have taken over social media because they are checking every single platform to, complain anytime somebody doesn't say anything favorable about them. And I just don't get it, right? Your attempts to take down Melody SHARI didn't work. You choosing to support Martell, of all people, who is verbally attacking his wife on camera for millions to see. And you're sitting here saying Martell's a good man? You're up here, coming for Melody SHARI for not inviting you to her name-changing ceremony, but then also saying as well that it was dumb? Then trying to be messy and throwing shade about Melody SHARI no longer having the last name Holt as her 4 kids, trying to make it a thing, but she was married to Martell for over a decade and a half practically, right? She had the last name. So I have no idea why you're trying to insinuate something, and now you're on this interview trying to play victim. You're trying to say, oh, the fans are instigating drama, the fans are doing this, blah, 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 blah. No. First of all, your husband started this, right? Your husband started this with the stupid Funky Dinevo Awards, right? Because his intent was to cause division, right? And certain people took the bait. Certain people decided to never talk love and marriage Huntsville again. And some people you started to see slowly, would use praise, pretending to be a MELOMETER to get their subscribers and their viewership up. And then once they reached a certain threshold, decided to switch up and decided to be Team Scott. And decided to, have the Scotts and have Letitia's mom on their platforms and all of the things, right? And then just started slandering Melody SHARI out of the blue, right? But the problem is, you were not able to infiltrate enough of social media to withstand the strength of Melody SHARI's fan base. And the thing is with Melody SHARI's fan base is that they're going to call you out, right? So if you're doing something that is snaky, that is sneaky, that is two-faced, that is nasty, of course the fans are going to call you out. And you've been doing this from season 1. You tried to paint a false narrative against Maurice's ex-wife and made her seem like she was the issue. But now we see that wasn't the case, right? We see now that wasn't the case. Because really your issue needs to be with your husband, who was willing to purchase a house and pay for everything to have his ex-wife and her new husband live in Huntsville by you guys. And it is your husband that anytime you and him have a disagreement, he immediately puts her on FaceTime to see whether or not she's going to take his side. And he loves now throwing his ex-wife in your face and holding her to a higher standard than how he feels about you. But like Letitia, instead of having the smoke for your husband, you want to, turn it around to take it out on the women. And Melody Cherie is the only woman out of these marriages that decided that she is not going to stick around for any tomfoolery, is not going to stick around for any cheating, is not going to stick around and continue to be disrespected and humiliated in front of millions, and is going to take matters into her own hands and become single, successful, and sexy and all of the things, right? And have her own personal glow up and make more money now than she ever was with Martell, and you have a problem with it. You had an opportunity this interview to own your tactics, to own it and say, you know what? I have been two-faced. You know what? There have been times where I was throwing a little shade. I'm not going to lie. But instead, you're trying to make this about the fans. And you're trying to make this about specifically the MELOMETERS. And that you're under attack, right? But that's not the issue. The issue is fans are going to call you out if they see through the BS. And that's what happened. You can't have it both ways. You can't tell Letitia that had she not been your sister-in-law, you guys wouldn't be friends at all. But then when it's an opportunity to team up against Mel and talk about how good of a man Martell is, now you're back in Tisha's face. You can't do it both ways. If somebody told me that had they not been my sister-in-law, we wouldn't be friends, guess what? I would want nothing to do with them. I would want absolutely nothing to do with them. Because you're telling me right now you don't like me. Right? So why should I be in your face? Right? And so I just don't know what Kimmie thought she was accomplishing with this. And then she wanted to go in talking about that her sex life with Maurice isn't quote unquote a storyline. This is what she's really going through. But the problem is this. You could have pivoted away from how Maurice is trying to prioritize sex over everything else in your marriage. And really, you could have, pivoted with this breast cancer storyline and really showed the day-to-day struggles that people recovering from breast cancer go through, right? But instead, you decided to hide behind this whole sex storyline and trying to find ways to please Maurice, trying to get a sexologist, trying to do all of these things, even though you're admitting that you're actively having sex with somebody that you're not in the mood to have sex with. And you're basically saying that you are continuing to have sex with somebody that you are not being sexually satisfied with anymore. And you don't understand why people are up in arms, right? Because Maurice is showing you and telling you exactly what it is. And for whatever reason, because of how you two came together, you have decided that you're going to have sex with him even when you don't want to, because you don't want him to cheat on you. And then it was the audacity of, basically doubling down when there's all this drama with your husband, and when Martell's side chick exposed that allegedly, Maurice and Marceau would go to Atlanta and stay at these Airbnbs with Martell and hook up with linebackers, instead of holding Maurice's feet to the fire, you say, oh, well, we weren't married back then or whatever else. We weren't husband and wife. So technically you were single if there was any behavior with any linebackers. What? No. Oh, no. That is cheating, Kimmie. That is cheating. If you were supposed to be in a committed relationship with somebody and they are doing stuff with another person that is not you, that's cheating. Right? And even now, when there's problems in either your marriage or in Tisha's marriage, you double down and you back the guy. Even with this issue with the sex thing with Maurice, you're backing him and saying that his words and the whole thing is being misconstrued. and that he isn't trying to, do anything malicious or inappropriate or whatever else. You're completely backing him, right? And you're backing Marceau in accusing basically Letitia of cheating on him with this pregnancy storyline. And you're backing Martel, in this foolishness and this fake cheating storyline that Martel is trying to push on camera. And you keep saying how good of a man Martel is. How is a man good that cannot be faithful to his wife? That is screaming at his wife whenever he doesn't get his way? That is, propping up his side chick that he is told in front of the world as a peasant, that you're kikiing in the earlier seasons with Letitia about, who was threatening to show her picture. You can't be two-faced and then expect people to be on your side. And the biggest, crimes of them all, right, is this notion that you're just going to isolate people, right? So when all of the, isolation of Melody Cherie was taking place over the past couple of seasons, and anytime there was interaction, it was always instigating some type of an argument, some type of a fight, to have an excuse to only film with Melody Cherie in the event that she's being humiliated or attacked. And you want people still to support you. And you see how that's turning out for people, for Quad on Married to Medicine. You see how that turned out for Mariah on Married to Medicine when people try the isolation route. The fans don't support that, right? And then, secondly, this revenge P nonsense, because I need receipts on who did and didn't see this video from the cast, right? Because if you knew about this, and you knew this was happening, and you didn't say anything to Melody Cherie, and you knew about Martel's cheating, right? And you may have even seen, allegedly, this mistress, right? Because she is alleging that she's seen all y'all. That she has seen all y'all and that y'all know her very well. But you can't do that and then claim to be Melody Cherie's friend on the back end. But now you have made this entire interview about Melody Cherie and trying to prove to people that you're not jealous of her. But everything that you're saying, playing victim, not owning up to your behavior, is exactly playing victim. Is exactly validating what the fans who have critiques against you are saying. If you would just own, yes, I'm messy. Yes, I wanted to throw some shade. Yes, I wanted a nice little soundbite for the show or whatever else. Then we wouldn't care. We would know what it is with you, right? Which we do anyways. But we would know what it is. At least you're owning up to stuff, right? But the problem is the lack of accountability. The lack of accountability, trying to throw rocks and hide your hand and act like the fans are dumb and are not going to critically think and not are going to put two and two together on what this really is, right? And what this is the takedown attempts of Melody Cherie failed. Melody Cherie is not broke. She is not struggling without Martel because she was the one who was the go-getter in the marriage. And you all feel a certain way that you can't do the same because you can't generate the same success in the same fan base that Melody Cherie has. And you know that Melody Cherie is killing it without Martel, and all you do is you back him. You back Martel, you defend him. So yes, fans are going to have a problem with that if they see people who are actively defending trifling men, who are actively defending misogynistic men, who are actively defending men who are not treating women right at all and are disrespecting and humiliating and cheating on women. Of course fans are going to call you out for that. Come on now. And especially with the sketchy way that you and Maurice got together in the first place. You thought you were exempt? And you've made this all about Mel, right? Which again, like I said for the millionth time, just confirms that this was all a planned attack against Melody Cherie that the rest of the cast tried to conjure up, and it failed. So now you try to blame the MELOMETERS. Now you try to blame fan comments and all these things. But all you're confirming is you and the Scotts are obsessed with social media. And you're obsessed with anybody who says anything negative about you. And if we take even reality TV out of the equation, right is right and wrong is wrong, right? So therefore, if you want us to just support your foolishness and support any type of snake or two-faced behavior, people with sense are not going to do that. The only people who are going to support that foolishness are people who just don't like Melody Shree no matter what she says and does, but don't have a legitimate reason for disliking her, right? Those are the people that are your fans, right? Those are the people that support you, are the people who specifically hate Melody Shree. For whatever reason, right? But they know deep down that the way you've been moving, the way that all of you have been moving, has been sketchy at best. And has been two-faced. And at times have seemed fake altogether. That you're just pretending so that you don't get backlash, right? But then making the comment that, I'm not always going to kiss Melody Shree's bleep, right? Nobody asked you to do that. We're just saying to be a human being. There's a difference between telling an actual friend to their face, I don't agree with this. I don't like this, right? But you will never tell that to Melody Shree's face. You like to go behind her back and gossip. And then you like to play in front of her face like you guys are cool. And want to utilize Melody Shree's connections and all of these things, right? So you can't have it both ways, Kimmie. Either you like Melody or you don't like her. But this world where you think the fans are not going to speak their mind is completely ludicrous, right? But you have to hold yourself accountable. If your intent was to be messy, if your intent was to be a part of a plot to take down Melody Shree and hope that Melody Shree walked away from her own show and it flopped, that's not our fault. We had nothing to do with that. All we did was expose it, right? And all you did was expose yourself by making this entire interview, really the back half of the whole interview, all about Melody Shree and all about Melody Shree's support. Instead of owning your role in all of this. But you don't want to do that because then you know that's going to make more people not be a fan of you. But you can't get mad if people want you and the Scotts gone if you guys are actively trying to isolate your own castmates from the show. That's not entertaining for us to watch as a fan. So of course we're going to call that out. And of course we're going to call out two-faced behavior. It is one thing if it's fun shade. It is one thing if you're telling Melody Shree to her face exactly what you're saying behind her back and owning it. But you're trying to do it and hide your hands, and when the episode airs, you want to be in the comments talking about, oh no, people are twisting it. People are just trying to instigate beef with me and Melody Shree. No. People see the BS. People see the division that is taking place and the personal attacks that are taking place. And then trying to play Melody Shree's face, still trying to have some type of access to her. No. The fans are going to call you to the carpet on that every single time and twice on Sundays, right? So there is that. So what do you guys think about this? What do you think of Kimmie, completely taking zero accountability for her being two-faced against Melody Shree in season 1, episode 1, and not understanding why the fans don't see it for her? And how she flipped the narrative on Maurice's ex-wife, but now it looks like Maurice's ex-wife was telling the truth all along, right? And instead of having the smoke for your actual husband that is playing in your face, you decide to double down and back him, regardless. You decide to double down and back Marceau, who is basically calling his wife a cheater, and that he's not having sex with her. And then you decide to back Martel, who you knew he was cheating, you knew about the mistress, allegedly, and you are now backing him, saying to anybody who will listen, he's a good man. And now trying to join the bandwagon with Letitia that, oh, maybe Melody Shree did cheat too. What? You know daggone well that's not true. So of course the fans are going to call you out on that. So you can't play victim now, you can't play blame game now when you actively played a role in all of this destruction. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.